Welcome to a Linux introduction to Ubuntu by a new user. And I have only been using Linux probably for a few weeks now. And I just want to show you why I switched over. So let's talk about Windows 11 and what's going on with Microsoft's new advertisement strategy. So you go and buy a computer because your Windows 10 computer isn't fit to run Windows 11 anymore because it doesn't have the right hardware that Microsoft wants. So you have to basically send your computer to the recycle center, or delete everything and then send it to Goodwill, or just part it out and trash it. But you could save your computer and go with the Linux distro. But look at Windows 11. Look what it's doing here. Microsoft's new advertisement strategy is to advertise on your login screen. So as you're loading up your computer, as it turns on for the first moment and you want to log in, you get the weather. So they're looking at, look how friendly we are. We got the weather. Look at next over to the weather is this quiz on Aquaman for today anyways. A daily wonder and events near you. So they're trying to be helpful. But if you look down below, it says take the quiz, watch more videos like this, see more events. All these websites that they want you to click on has ad revenue on it. And so it's not about what you want. It's about Microsoft saying, okay, we're going to tailor this experience, but we're going to start throwing this stuff up to you. And whatever you click on, our algorithm will figure it out and then have you go to it. And then it's just going to spit out more stuff to you and just keep spitting it out. Now, some people might find that fun and find that interesting, but I don't. I don't like being analyzed by my computer to what would be best fit to advertise to me. Now, if you click the weather on the lower left corner, you're going to see this pop up. And so it says, good morning. And I did this on Halloween because I thought this is pretty scary. But here I'm going to zoom in on it and just show you all this stuff. It's like, good morning. You're kind of at MSN's almost news page. You got the weather again. And then over here, look at some of these advertisements and some of these stories, because this one really gets me here. Is right in the upper right is Windows 11. Meet the computer you can talk to. And that to me is what Windows 11 is all about. It's about getting you pretty much conditioned to be the product, and Microsoft's going to advertise to you. And that's the design. And it's getting more cluttered and more cluttered with advertisements, and this is your computer, or should I say this is my computer, and I just don't want that. I just want to open up my computer, do the work that I want to do. I want the computer to reflect what I want, not what Microsoft wants me to want, so it can make more money. So let me go ahead and open up Linux and show you what Linux looks like. And that's where we're going to start. Okay, welcome to Linux Ubuntu. And this is the OS system as you first with the install will probably be looking at. And let me just go ahead and take you over to what Ubuntu calls the system menu. Windows calls it the start menu, and Mac would call it the Apple menu. So instead of down here where Windows would be, you're up here into the systems menu, and you just click up here, and you got your headset, microphone, dimming switch there. You have your internet, dark style, type of keyboard lighting, all that stuff is here. Airplane mode. You also have settings here, shortcut. So if you want to go to settings, you click that and you're into settings. So this is your systems menu. You can also right here take a picture of your screen and do a screen capture. It just ends up in your pic file. You can see I have a 1% battery here. I'm completely using the power cord to keep me running, so the battery is useless. I'll probably be ordering one soon to replace the one on my computer now. If you want to turn it off, you click here to the power button, You can choose suspend, restart, or power off, or just log out if you have another user. You have other users on your computer as well. If you look at the restart button, you have cancel, but it does something very similar to Mac. All right, let's go ahead and take you to the docking station over here and take a look at this. Okay, so I'm using Brave as my web browser at the moment. It comes with Firefox, and you can move things up and create your own order just by clicking and dragging it to where you want it to be. You have your file systems, so you can actually, as you can see, there's a dot here and a dot here on the side showing that I'm open. So here's where I'm doing my Linux review editing of my video. Shrink that down by minimizing it. I have LibreOffice here, and LibreOffice is a pretty easy install. So let me open that up so as you can see the wheels turn in there. I also have LibreOffice Calc right here, and there it is. Okay, so this would be Word or similar to Word, but this is Writer. And if you go here to File and you want to do an open or open remote or close, wizards, templates, or new. Now new is fascinating because this is way different than Microsoft in the fact that Microsoft Office keeps Word, Excel, and PowerPoint presentation and Paint all separate. But in LibreOffice, I can have a text document as you see here. I can change it to a spreadsheet. I can change it to a presentation. It's all interconnected here. So it's almost like you only really need one pinned to your tab. You don't really need the others there because you can just open one and then go to the rest. Okay. So we just minimize that. As you see, I'm just leaving it open. And then I have VLC Player to play all my videos. And then here is the App Center here. And I have Audacity, in which you can edit sound, and you would install by just basically going to your App Center, typing in here, and then finding the app you want, and then trying to do an install. Now, this works some of the time, and sometimes it doesn't. It worked fine with Audacity, and it worked fine with LibreOffice, but it did not work fine for OBS. It did not work fine for OpenShot for me, a video editing software. So you go to your web presence, so opening up Brave. Here's OpenShot, the video editing software here. And you can see here you can download it for free, and here is the Linux version right here. And it's very friendly to all the different types of OSs out there. So it's very cool. And then Open Broadcaster Studio, or Open Broadcaster Software, OBS Studio. They have a Linux download here for your Linux OS. And so you can find it by just going to the website and then clicking on the Linux and then following the install instructions either provided at that website or even a Ubuntu tutorial. So it's not really that hard. Just something you have to get used to is you're in control of your computer. It's not done easily for you. There are people who have broken ground, and it made the path a lot easier for us. There are programmers, and I mean, most of these people volunteer their time and just are hobbyists, and so we're benefiting from that. And if you see something and you're a programmer and you can do something new to make things smoother, then just share it with the community as saying thank you for having an alternative. Now let's say I don't want Snap to be up here, this App Center. You just right click it and you just go unpin. And now is unpinned, but because it's open, it's still there. So if I click on it and then close it, it will disappear. And now it's gone. So you see that line there? That line is actually showing the pinned, and these are just the active ones I have. And the trash can is always there as an active. You can remove that too, or you can have it put on your desktop. There's other places you can move things. Now the desktop is very clean. This is what you would see. I think these are armadillos. But if you don't like it, you can always go to change background by right-clicking the screen, change your background, and then I just went ahead and added a picture I took many years ago when I lived on the coast. I'm going to click that. And so I decided to put my Cape Meares lighthouse up here. And so this is now my new background. You see that the Linux desktop is very clean. If you want to put like files on here directly, there's no real shortcuts that go on here. You're directly putting files onto your desktop and then linking right to it. So this is the space that you would use where you're a heavy user in certain files. Like I might save a video editing file here. So let me go ahead and show you guys just some of the things that I'm working on. Let me see if I can I change the directions here? Nope. But let me just show you. I'll go in order. Here's OBS Studio, and this is how I'm screen recording right now, and this is the software that's doing that. And here is Audacity, in which is recording my voice, so I can do a voiceover. And then here is OpenShot, in which I'm doing the video editing, and so I'll be taking these videos in when I'm done and putting them into OpenShot and editing it together. As you can already see, this is the intro to this video. And just minimizing that. I'm going to push this over on my secondary screen. But the cool thing about this is an old Dell Latitude 6430. And let me just show you the Windows key. So I'm going to hit the Windows key real quick. And that's the Windows key. Now, the Windows key shows everything that is open at once. This is a computer that is obviously too old and too slow to run anything successfully. But because the Linux Ubuntu OS is so low in power usage as far as the CPU compared to Windows 10 and Windows 11, I can have all this software open and running at the same time. I can even go into my apps down here. I can open up Gimp. And Gimp is basically a kind of like a Adobe Photoshop, but it's a photo editing software. And I can open up my Cape Meares lighthouse and see if that will open. And there it is. And so I can edit my picture in here, and as you can see, it's just all that is open, all that is running. I have LibreOffice running. I have Audacity showing you in real time my voice. I have OpenShot. I have Gimp. I have the internet. I have settings. I mean, it's just all open. If I go over here, you'll see that this is the desktop here. It just for my secondary desktop, but it is just all open. And even OBS is still running. So that's the power of Linux, taking an old computer. This one is almost 14 years old, and it is running just fine. So you don't have to throw your computer away. You don't have to destroy your computer because Microsoft says it doesn't want it. The reason why Microsoft doesn't like your old computer is because it can't sell you stuff. It can't advertise on your old computer. You still own it. But Microsoft right now thinks that they should own the right to your eyes on your computer and control your screen and have the right to decide what programs you have, what programs you don't have. And so they're just kind of, if you're a very passive computer user, it's probably the OS for you. But if you're not passive and you want to control your computer, then this would be a really good option for you. You're just going to have to do a little bit of learning, a little bit of studying up, but I just wanted to show you all the features that Linux Ubuntu has. A lot of people go to Linux Mint. It's really all about personal choice. Shop around, take a look at what's out there, and then consider it a hobby for a while as you run it on the side. Don't do a full install. Just run off the USB drive. Get used to it. But I guarantee you, once you start to get used to it and really start to like it, you're not going to want Windows anymore. And I think Windows is afraid of that. Or maybe they're just counting on people to be scared of this because it takes a little bit more effort to learn it. Alright, so this is Living a Sustainable Dream. Just trying to keep things fresh and start working with Linux and video editing in Linux and just see if it can actually be something I can use on a permanent basis. And I think it is. It's working great for me. So there's lots of videos out there. Do your homework. See what you think. You don't have to switch. But if your computer can make it to 11, just expect to be advertised quite a bit too. All right. Take care.